Does the next practice ever feel like it comes a little bit too soon? Well, here are my top 4 ways to get ready for the next practice and to be at 100%. All right, here are my top 4 ways to get ready for the next practice and be at 100%. This is the first installment of the ABCs of healthy gymnasts. So I hope you enjoy this. Please, if you enjoy these videos, comment on them, like, share them around, and please subscribe to this channel. There's going to be a lot more content coming out here in the near future. So I don't want you to miss anything. So the four ways that you can have a better practice the next day, get ready for that practice and be closer to 100%. Here they are. The number 1, and it's pretty much tied with number 2, but the number 1 that I have is sleep. Your body does most of its recovery and most of its healing at night. And so if you aren't getting enough sleep, or if your gymnast isn't getting enough sleep at night, then what ends up happening is that they don't recover fully. They end up coming into practice the next day and being at 80% instead of 100%. And then the next time they come in at 75. Then the next time they come in at 70. And then it goes on and on and on until something gives. And something is going to give eventually. So we want to make sure that they're getting enough sleep at night. There's going to be another video later on in this series that really gets into the fine details of how to get a better night's sleep and how to sleep well and more consistently. And that is going to be the letter N. So be looking for that. But for right now, here's the basics on what you need to know. If you or your gymnast is between the ages of 6 and 13, your gymnast now needs 9 to 11 hours of sleep a night. So make sure that they get at least 9. But if they're not waking up feeling good, they might need closer to 11 hours of sleep a night, which is really tough with regular school and with gymnastics. But see what you can do to make that happen. If your gymnast is between the ages of 14 and 17, then you need to make sure that they are getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night. So a little bit less, which is good because usually practice hours go up in those age brackets. Usually school gets a little bit harder. And so they don't have to have quite as much sleep, but it's still a pretty significant amount. And then if your gymnast is 18 or over, then they need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And if you have kids at home, just good luck. Do whatever you can to get some sleep. But try and get some sleep at night. That is one of the best ways to recover. Your body produces all kinds of hormones to heal and protect and recover for the next day. And so make sure that you are getting enough sleep at night. Number 2, step 2 on how to get back to 100% faster for the next practice. Step 2 would be to eat a whole bunch of food, okay? So if we need a whole bunch of sleep, we need a whole bunch of food. And there's going to be more videos about food-related fueling and how to recover well and everything as far as diet and nutrition is concerned. Some of those are going to be interviews along the way, and then a video just for me on the letter D for diet. So we're going to get more into the nitty-gritty, but for the most part, we just want a ton of food to pump into these gymnasts. In general, from what I've experienced and from what my registered dietitian friends say, it's somewhere between 3 to 4 meals a day and 3 to 4 snacks a day for our gymnasts. And that was an and, not an or. So they need a lot of food. Their bodies are working so hard, not just being a kid and being more active than us adults are, and growing and building new memories and connections in their brain. All of these things add to increase energy expenditure, but also the fact that they're doing gymnastics is much, much harder than usually what we are doing as adults. So they need a ton of food. So 3-ish meals a day, 3 to 4 snacks a day. Make sure they are getting tons of fuel into their bodies so they can feel good and feel prepared for the next workout. So those are definitely the top 2. Number 3 and 4, not as good as number 1 and 2, but still very important. Before we get to number 3 and 4, be sure to leave a comment below if you find any of this interesting or if you have any questions. Be sure to share it with someone that you know. like it and subscribe to this channel, please. So that way I can produce more and more of these videos for you. All right, number 3 now. Number 3 is all about stretching. One of the best ways to recover would be to actively recover. That's what we're talking about in A for active recovery. Active recovery, sleeping, I'm going to classify that as active recovery even though you're kind of sleeping. Food is definitely an active thing. And then stretching is a form of active recovery. That stretching needs to be done at the end of every practice, so they need to do a cool down stretch at the end of every practice. If their gym, or if you're a gymnast watching, if your gym doesn't do a cool down stretch at the end of practice, that's okay. Just be better than everyone else and do that cool down stretch anyway. At least do it when you get home, but if you can do it while you're at the gym, that's the best time to start that recovery process. That's the best time to get more flexible if you have some flexibility issues. So be sure to get all that stretching, that cool down stretching done. At least sit in some splits for a little bit, but if you could do a dynamic stretch, that'd be even better. Now, a dynamic stretch would be moving in and moving out of the stretch without much of a hold, maybe 1 or 2 seconds. So be sure to get that cool down stretch done so that way you can be recovered and feeling better for the next practice. And then finally, number 4 would be deep breathing exercises. Now, there's a whole realm of deep breathing exercises, and maybe I'll do a video or an interview with somebody that knows a lot about it. But for now, what you need to know is that it's been shown to have a really great effect on muscle soreness the next day if you'll finish up practice with some deep breathing exercises. 10 minutes is ideal, but I know that's a lot. 3 minutes is better than nothing, right? 5 minutes is better than 3 minutes. As much as you can get done, try and get some deep breathing exercises completed so that way that muscle soreness will start to deplete much faster. It helps get oxygen to the muscles, it helps get your nervous system calmed down, and it really does help in the recovery process. Now, there is one final thing that you can do, and a little bonus tip, number 5, would be to do passive recovery. Now, passive recovery is probably not as good as active recovery. So if you only have time for something, then sleep, eat, stretch, and do deep breathing. And if you don't have time for the other stuff, that is okay. You don't have to do the other stuff. But you can do passive recovery. And passive recovery has a lot more to do with things that work on your body. So foam rolling, for example, or an ice bath, or a sauna, or a hot tub. Now, the hot tub and sauna, you got to be really careful. If you're young, ages 10 to 12, probably don't want to get in a or younger, probably don't want to get in a hot tub or sauna for various reasons. Again, I'll do more videos, don't worry. But for now, probably don't. Their temperature regulation isn't great at that age. So we want to make sure that older gymnasts are using full body heat. But technically, anybody can use full body ice. It just doesn't feel all that great. And there's some specific things that you need to do for that as well. But foam rolling would probably be a very good, middle-of-the-road, easy way to complete some passive recovery. So that's a great way that you can start practice with it, you can finish practice with it, but make sure you do those other 4 first. So to wrap it all up, active recovery is better than passive recovery, but we have to actually do it in order for it to work. So you got to sleep, you got to eat, you got to stretch, and you've got to do some deep breathing exercises. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to this channel. Feel free to leave any comments below or questions, and I'll be sure to get to them. If you haven't already, go ahead and join our Facebook group. Search the Gymnastics Doc and join the group where I post live streams and questions, and we do discussion all about keeping your gymnast healthy, happy, and safe. See you soon.